Greetings, programs. This is Wretch, and welcome back to Shadowrun Dragonfall. In the last episode, we returned to the scene of the crime and found the place where Monica Schaefer had died at the hands of Apex underneath Harfeld Manor. We've gone a little bit beyond that. The manor defenses, or at least the automated defenses, are very much down. And using some decking in the Matrix, Wretch was able to use some security cam data to find out that we have some opposition between us and where we need to go. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get to it. Knock knock, guys. Looks like we have three what are you? We've got security, grenadier, and a mage. So we know who our first target's got to be. Let's go ahead and dope Wretch up. And I guess, yeah, we'll head back behind this computer console. Glory. Oh, we have another mercenary over here. I didn't even see him. Well, let's introduce ourselves to that guy. Iger. Oh, awesome. You are in perfect far away range. Let's go for a headshot. Come on, Iger. There we go. One more for the road. Good deal. Now, Dietrich. Not sure what we can do with you. Let's use Shadow. Yeah, let's use Shadow and protect Wretch. And we will... yeah, we're just going to head right here into the middle of all of it. Awesome. He got out of dodge. Whoa! Just ran right through the shadow. There were no cares given. So we're in an interesting situation now. Let's kill him. Now, Glory. Let's use a compound attack on the Grenadier. There we go. I like that. Eviscerate. And we still have two motions, so we're going to move right up here. And we're going to use Hearthfire on Iger. So that little 25 damage did not matter. Let's move Iger up and we'll switch back to the shotgun. And... yeah, you're point blank. Why not? Wow. Those guys have some good armor. Let's get behind cover. Dietrich. And... Dragonslayer's favor to get ourselves a ley line. And can we finish him off with a nerve bolt? Indeed. Doing alright so far. Ow. Maybe I spoke too soon. Let's confirm the reload. Designate the target with our laser sight. How about from this far away? I'll take it. And who do we got left? Okay, we got this Vanguard. And we're still buffed up enough that we can... wow. That's not nice. Still for 9. That's something. Let's go ahead and heal yourself up, Dietrich. For 12, they get you back in the green, at least. Maybe... yeah, Dragonslayer idle. And Iger. We are just going to run up here and just shotgun this guy. And Glory knew to duck. That's very good. And anything else that you can do? Not really. Not without hitting some of our friends. Give some accuracy. Okay, plink for 5. No big deal. Go ahead and finish him off, Glory. So that was that. These were the side entrances, so nothing really to look at other than this terminal. Screen on the terminal flickers off and on and displays a flashing error code, primary security. Okay, this is the similar. Press a key. You press a key and the screen begins to flash. After a moment, the screen reboots itself. When the screen winks back on, you find yourself staring at the contents of an administrative inbox. So we have some more messages, or are these the same? Hans board. Okay, these are new ones. From Hans to administration. We need to organize an all-staff meeting to discuss lab safety. Everyone is overworked and overstressed, and that's a perfect recipe for workplace accidents. I'm telling you, we cannot afford any more accidents. The loss of Van Wishk has been hard on everybody. He was well liked, and watching him die in such a horrible fashion has been hard on morale. The staff is still committed to the cause. They all know what they signed up for, and they know how important this is. But losing such a good man because of such basic lapses in lab safety has been a difficult pill to swallow. Borchard. What kind of work are they doing here? I mean, if everyone's here, like, willingly, it's not, they're not being, like, blackmailed or anything or forced. I am writing this to Adolf Falkenrath. I am writing this to request additional security for the animal testing lab. You know how large and vicious these creatures can be. Without more trained handlers on staff, we're just begging for another accident. You remember what happened to Van Wishk. I'd also like to repeat my request that the animals be defanged, declawed, and muzzled, preferably someplace far away from the lab. Our having to use them is unavoidable due to their genetic similarity to our targets, but that doesn't mean that we can't take precautions. Falkenrath. So there's nasty critters down here that obviously we'll probably have to deal with. Ingrid Deneuf to admin. I just wanted to thank you for pushing to bring the new Hermetic lab online. It's good to know that you're listening to our request. The research that the Hermetic researchers have been doing should make our work with the Panacea much more manageable. Deneuf. Alright, so nowhere to go but here. And alrighty. Oh, more of Apex's auto turrets. Are they still offline? Are we still in good yep, Apex control entity offline. And oh, that is a lot of gear. Can we get through there? There's a large crack that runs right through this section of wall. I would really like to get through there. Is there any way to? I think we may need to have our strength up to a basic level. And we got some folks waiting for us on this side. So let's head over here. And this looks to be the same room. Let's go in through this way. Holy crap, that is a lot of people. Woo! And got a mage right off the bat. That is a lot of mages. And that nearly killed Dietrich right off the bat. Okay, what to do? Let's go ahead and activate the adrenaline. Get over here. We need to take out that mage. And the mage lived. Let's use Hearthfire on Dietrich. Get that 26 back. Pump up and... yeah, we'll use a compound attack on this security guard. Iger, time to head in here and do what you do best. Move right here. Let's do an aimed shot. Take care of the mage. Dietrich, I think you're just gonna Actually, I know exactly what you're going to do, Dietrich. First off, we need Iger to finish what she's doing. Ooh. Can we... Okay, cool. We can do that. Now, that takes 2 for Shadow. Can't heal myself. Let's Dragonslayer idle myself. And then we are going to cast... Where can we cast Shadow at? Right here. I think Wretch was in that line. So we're not getting blasted by anything. So that's good. And hopefully all these people will be in AoE range. How many we got? We killed 1. Oh, there's another one. Holy crap. Okay, bad part of town. Very bad part of town. Wretch, let's... Okay, well, here's a mage out in the open. Keep the heat on. Let's finish off this one. Glory. And... Let's take out this one. Because I have plans. There we go. -2 AP. That keeps him out of the fight. Phosphorus grenade, frag grenade. Damage 14. Let's do... Yeah, that hits... That'll hit all... Yeah, this will hit these 3. And avoid Wretch, hopefully. Sweet. Now we'll use multiple shotgun blast. Hit all of them. I like it. Now, here's where it's going to get... How much is Electrocore? Electrocore, that's 1 action. And there's a ley line. Well, we're going to try something... Yeah, we're going to try something a little bit risky. Just because I think it would be fun. We're going to head right here. We're in a big ley line. And we're going to Electrocore everyone right here. Place of power. Cool. And I'm... Oh no, wow. Awesome. That was a big risk, but looks like it paid off. So let's finish off some folks. Shot to the head. And it looks like it's just that mage left. So... Glory can go ahead and run the mage down. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. Use those cybernetic... Well, allegedly. And we forgot about this guy right here. And we're going to take care of this security guard. In one nice shot. Get behind cover. Let's all get out of grenade range, shall we? And let's do... Let's give Glory some haste. So she can do another attack. There we go, that's better. Get some nice bleeding going. And we still got that guy right there, so... We'll have Wretch finish him off. Plink! Aw, come on. And wound 7, bleeding -2. Okay, we don't even have to worry about that. Let's go say hello. That's more like it. That's what I want to see. So let's switch over. No, we can reload. That's... Wow, guys, that was a textbook fight. Holy crap. Not even much of a scratch on us. Now let's keep on looking around here. I really would like to get into that room, but I really doubt it's going to give us an option to. Let's try one more time. Large crack that runs right through the... I bet there's something that we could have done to get in there, but probably not now. And the blast doors. About to transition to a new location. Open the blast doors! Open the blast doors! What's on the other side? Panacea. The sounds of machinery fade behind you as you venture further underground. Whoever built this facility was clearly well financed. It must have taken years to design, excavate, and build a complex like this in secrecy. You continue through dimly lit halls, finally stepping into what appears to be another laboratory area. The corridor before you is deserted. Dr. Adrian Valclair is somewhere within this facility, and with him, the answers you seek. Yeah, I really would like to find out what's going on here, because I know we're going to be taking on the Fire Wing before too long. So, okay, doors we can't get into. That's interesting. And a long hallway. We might be coming toward near the final boss, guys. Normally when there's stuff like this, that's... Oh, there he is. The old man behind the glass works feverishly at his console, glancing up at you when he can. A cigarette dangles from his mouth, its bluish smoke curling around his head. An overflowing ashtray sits on the lab table in front of him. The years have not been kind, but his features are instantly recognizable. Despite his age, he still has the strong chin and high cheekbones that you remember from Green Winter's DVD. This is Dr. Adrian Valclair. As you approach, he stops what he's doing, a look of intense irritation on his face. He clears his throat, and a harsh rasping sound emerges from the loudspeaker next to the glass. So you're the Shadowrunners that Audrin warned me about. I assume that you've left a trail of corpses in your wake. And you must be Dr. Valclair. That's right. He scowls. I don't know why you insist on interfering with my work, but I assure you, that's over now. He reaches down and flips a switch. You hear a loud thud and a click behind you as the door locks shut. You'll find that the blast door behind you is sealed and that the laboratory you occupy is fully secured. An important precaution. We keep our test subjects in there, and they're far more dangerous than you. He takes a drag of his cigarette. I won't permit you to cause any further harm, Shadowrunner. You'll remain trapped here where you are for your own good. Break the glass between you and Valclair. Iger, why don't you tell the doc how we feel about being trapped? Iger, why don't you tell the doc how we feel about being trapped? With pleasure. In one smooth motion, Iger raises her shotgun and unloads a spread of pellets into the glass. They clang into the window, ricocheting wildly in all directions. The surface remains unblemished. Ew. The window between us is made out of Decode-treated transplants. Do whatever you like to it. You'll find that it's quite unbreakable. The bastard's right. Nothing more caring can even scratch Decode. That glass is essentially sheathed in diamond. We need military-grade explosives to crack it. She frowns. We're stuck in here. Now, he fixes you with a level stare. I want to know why in hell you've so violently interjected yourself into my business. First, you break into my estate, which you didn't even know was mine, apparently. Then you spend what must have been a small fortune to track me down. You locate my AI, destroy it, then drive all the way out to the countryside. And finally, you shoot your way into my laboratory. He leans forward, hands on the table, his eyes narrowed into a piercing stare. So I have to ask you, Shadowrunner, who are you, and why in God's name are you here? We came to find you, Valclair, to help us stop Fürschwing. Except the Fire Wing wasn't the one after us after all. It was you all along, wasn't it? Valclair sighs, covers his hand with his pale, nicotine-stained hands. To help you stop Fürschwing. That is ironic. But yes, you are correct. I am the one who has been hunting you, the one who sent Apex and Audrin after you. You're gonna pay for that, you bastard. Why attack the Crucipassar, Valclair? Why kill Paul Amsel? It was necessary to preserve the secrecy of my work, for the greater good of all. I know I've wronged you, and for this I am sorry. He sighs a long, rattling sigh that quickly turns into a violent fit of coughing. The sound echoes over the loudspeaker. He collects himself and continues. I don't expect you to understand, nor do I have the time to explain it to you. He straightens, glances back at the screen to his side, and nods curtly. Now, I must know, how did you learn that I was still alive? How did you even know to look for me? Did someone send you? We found out about you from your brother, Volclair. He was trying to find you, right up to the end. Volclair starts, and the sudden movement of his arm sends his overflowing ashtray flying from the table in a cloud of ash. A look of dread fills his face. Up until the end? What do you mean? Where is Hermie? Explain yourself. Oh, hell's bells, he doesn't know. I'm sorry, Doc. He was digging too deeply into Fürschwing, so Apex killed him. He slumps into the chair next to him, his whole body shaking. I didn't... He's suddenly overcome by another fit of coughing. He steadies himself on one arm of the chair. Apex. He clutches his chest. I should have never trusted that thing. Well, the fact that he doesn't trust Apex, I'm kind of glad that we took it out then. He closes his eyes, and a tear traces its way down the gaunt hollow of his cheek. Oh, Hermie, the things I've sacrificed. All for this. All for Panacea. All for tonight. All for what, Volclair? Tell me what's going to happen tonight. You owe Hermie that much. He looks up, dazed, his eyes unfocused. What's going to happen? Oh, yes. Tonight. Tonight will be the end of the dragons. Not just Fürschwing. All dragons. Whoa. Yeah, explain yourself, Doctor. Volclair fumbles in his pockets, produces a fresh cigarette. He lights it with shaking hands and breathes in deeply. The orange glow of the cigarette flares bright. When he exhaled, the words spill out with the smoke. The Firewing burned and murdered and caused untold damage in her bestial rage. Until the Dragonfall, until I stopped her. But that destruction was merely a symptom of a greater cancer. Fürschwing wrought destruction with fire and claw. The dragons of today, Lofweir, Dunkelzahn, Seledir, I apologize if I am butchering those names, they kill and conquer with subtler tools, deception, manipulation, corruption. He spits with disgust. They use us as pawns, playing pieces, puppets in their millennia-long machinations. Oh yes, dragons are a cancer, one that will conquer, or worse, destroy all of humanity if we do not stop it. One that metastasized when the world awakened. An ironic metaphor, since it was the failing of my own body that allowed me to see it. Go on. He is racked again by violent coughing, allows it to subside, takes another long drag on his cigarette, the ash creeping closer and closer towards his mouth. I have leukemia, cancer of the blood, no doubt brought on by the radiation of the SOX. It was when I heard my doctor's diagnosis that I realized what I had to do, what my life's work would be in the time I had left. I'm sorry, Hermie. I'm sorry you won't be able to see it for yourself. I'm sorry I failed you. Volclair turns his attention back to the computer, stubbing out his cigarette. He grabs a fresh one from the pack and lights it. Tonight I will release my Panacea to the world. And how absurd that the instrument of dragonkind's destruction. He presses a button on the terminal, and a large observation window at the far end of the room rises slowly open. Will be carried by Fürschwing herself. Oh, holy crap! Hello, big dragon. Through the glass, you see the prostrate form of a dragon far below. An enormous set of shackles binds it, and a maze of tubes snakes into its body. The tubes connect to a cruel-looking apparatus that has been mounted to the wall, so they basically have the Firewing hostage. Son of a... Look at that. He found her alive in the SOX after all. Tonight, the Firewing will fly again. Infected with Panacea, she will slowly be destroyed from within. But before that happens, she will provide the catalyst for a global transmission of the virus. Catalyst? What catalyst? As if spurred on by the sight of the dragon below, he begins typing furiously at his terminal. Fierschwing's fire will carry the agent in its dormant state. Any metahumans exposed will become carriers, will spread the disease to other dragons. The carriers will be infected with Panacea as well, but it will not harm them. To non-dragons, it's a nuisance, nothing more. When a critical mass of carriers is achieved, my Panacea will become unstoppable. It will spread across the globe in a relentless tide. However, if it does not reach this critical mass, it will fizzle, die out, become inert. Hence the need for a ground zero, a flashpoint for a mass infection event. He looks to the ceiling, mumbling to himself. I'm sorry, Hermie. I know how you loved your flux state, but that doesn't matter now. It must be Berlin. Whoa. Hang on a second, you're going to sick the fire wing on Berlin? He continues his work, filled with a feverish energy. To save the world, yes. For Panacea to work, Berlin must burn. A sacrifice. One for the greater good. Yeah, that's crap. You're gonna be worse than the Fire Wing. Fierschwing will breathe her infected fire upon Berlin. Thousands will die, and through that destruction, the virus will take to the air. A critical mass of Berlin's metahuman population will be exposed, but no one will even think to quarantine the city until it's too late. The flux state lacks any centralized authority. Corporations will evacuate their own, and thousands will flee the city, infected. He mutters, his voice growing more detached. Oh yes, Hermie. Berlin is the perfect flashpoint. It wasn't supposed to happen tonight, no. But this little intervention of yours leaves us no choice. So let us see. He squints at his screen. Tonight's wind patterns dictate that Ground Zero be Tempelhof-Schönberg. Highly populated. The virus will spread quickly through from there. That's only a few kilometers from the cruise bazaar. Don't do it, Valclair. I swear I will make you hurt if you do, and I'll make it last. Valclair sighs, shuts his eyes tight, bringing a shaking hand to his temple. We all know that's not going to happen. You're trapped here, impotent to stop this from happening, and it will happen. I hope this isn't like Ozymandias in Watchmen where he's already done it and there's nothing we can do. The old man eyes the cigarette butt in his hand, fishes out another from the pack and lights it with the first. Holy crap, he's a chain smoker. Then he returns to his console, reaching to the side for a microphone. He mutters something into the receiver. You can just barely make out the sound of the name, Audrin. When he turns to address you again, his voice is level. The shaking in his hands seems to have subsided. Security will be here soon, and they will take care of you. Do not worry, you will not be harmed. With Audrin, I really doubt that. The sacrifice that I'm making tonight is a necessary evil. It cannot be helped. But so long as you remain confined, I see no reason to kill you, too. So this is probably going to be a long episode, guys. I'm going to finish out this dialogue and see where it takes us. I hate to say it, Doctor, but I think that I agree with you. Wow, we have an option to actually join him. Or not join him, but I guess agree. He'd probably try and kill us anyway. But we definitely don't agree with him. How are you going to get Fierschwing to go along with this plan of yours? Valclair continues his work. Oh, that's simple enough. He gestures to his left. She has no choice. Yep, there she is. We called it. The gaunt woman in the containment cell stands rigidly, her face pressed against the glass, her haunted yellow eyes tracking your every move. She appears frightened, disoriented, lost. Her mouth moves silently, her voice muted by her glass cage. So, the stories Green Winters found were true. Fierschwing's astral form was separated from her body when she fell. You trapped it somehow. Yes, but that came later. In 2012, we took down Fierschwing with an experimental weapon. This device, suffice it to say, I couldn't fully predict how it would affect her. In 2036, I led a search team into the SOX. I had to know what really happened to the creature that I had slain. We found her alive, in a way. The dragon's astral form, her spirit you might say, had been ripped from her body by the weapon. It was trapped inside a young woman living in the SOX. A mob of glowpunks revered her, treated her like a goddess. I transported the young woman and the dragon's body here, where I could study them. You mean that she's been in that cell for almost 20 years? The old man nods absently. No choice. A creature separated from its astral form cannot live more than a few hours before both die. It was the high-intensity radiation of the SOX, combined with the magical creature inside her, that allowed the woman to live for as long as she has. So, Valclair seems almost eager to explain. The environment within her containment chamber mirrors that of the SOX. It has allowed us to keep Fierschwing alive all these years, while her bestial shell remains chained up below. Now, as for her physical form, that'll be simple as well. We've drilled a series of electrical charges directly into her skull. When we release the Firewing's body, empty of her astral self, we will trigger all of the vicious instincts and primal urges left in her reptilian brain. She will unleash her fire where we command it. Oh, man. That's horrific, even for a mass-murdering dragon. He shakes his head. Misplaced empathy. That beast blazed a path of fiery destruction across Germany, and he's about to do the exact same thing. But no matter, I have more important things to do than to debate the morality of this with you. Vierschwing must fly, Berlin must be sacrificed, and it must be tonight. Now, where is that damned Audrin? Yeah, you don't burn a city and call it a sacrifice. You call it what it is, mass murder. Valclair stiffens, turning to face you. Anger washes across his face. Was it mass murder when America dropped the atomic bomb on Japan? The myopic would say yes, just as you are now. But they did it for a cause, to shorten the agony of war, to save the lives of thousands upon thousands of soldiers. The old man is trembling now. I do the same, for the good of the world. Yeah, I'm not buying it, Doc. Ending a war and exterminating an entire intelligent species are two very different things. Don't be so self-righteous. We drive new species to extinction every single year on this planet. Dragons, at least, we have cause to destroy. Humanity was born to reproduce, to multiply. But dragons? Dragons were born to acquire, to accumulate, to hoard. Both strive to bend the world to their will. Humanity has conquered the air, land, and sea through sheer numbers. Dragons, however, employ different means altogether. Throughout history, they have allowed us to do the heavy lifting while they pull the strings. There are 17 great dragons in the world today. 17 ancient worms, millennia old, slowly dividing the planet into 17 piles of gold to nest upon, in front of our eyes. Once upon a time, they burned castles to steal the treasure we collected, laid waste to entire armies. But here in the Sixth World, it is no longer about tooth and claw and fiery breath. The old man's voice seethes with hatred. Now it's public relations, marketing, mergers and acquisitions. You see it every day. Dragons on the Trio, in the boardrooms, they gather influence, wealth, power, continually hoarding until one of them sits atop it all. Perhaps not in this cycle of the world, perhaps not the next, but one day, one worm will stand alone, triumphant, with all of humanity as its cattle, with all the world as its prize. And that, he trembles, his voice dropping to a whisper, that I will not allow. He's turned into, Captain Ahab. Well, let's use our intelligence. What if this virus mutates into a strain that can kill us, too? It's already going to be an irritant for the metahumans. That's bad enough. An intelligent question? From the Shadowrunner? Surprising. Unfortunately, I don't have the time to explain it to you in detail, and since you are locked in that laboratory with no chance of escape, I don't really need to. But understand this. I am an expert in my field. That is not an idle boast. It is a certifiable fact. And I've worked with nearly unlimited resources for over 40 years, focused on one goal. 42 years of isolation, of secrecy, dead to the world, dead to my brother. All for this, my life's mission. It will work. He looks down. I promise you, Hermie, it will work. Yeah, the stakes here are a little too high for me to just take that on faith. That is your problem, not mine. Believe what you want. My panacea will change the world. In the end, you will thank me. Well, he seemed to only really be affected when we were mentioning his brother, so let's go ahead and just go down the line here. This plan of yours killed your brother. Was it really worth it? Valclair's fist slams into the table, sending his cigarette flying in a cascade of sparks and ash. No! Nothing can make that right. Nothing. He runs a hand through his unkempt hair, blinking through a haze of sudden tears. Damn it, Hermie. Why couldn't you just let me go? Let's see here. You don't have to add to his loss, Doctor. This doesn't need to continue. He covers his eyes. No, I'm afraid it does. I loved my brother more than you can know, but he wipes away the tears, looks you in the eye. This changes nothing. My brother's death only strengthens my resolve. Were I to stop now, his loss would be in vain. He would want me to continue. I've watched hours of your brother's video footage, Valclair. I probably know him better than anyone live, excepting yourself. His face twists into an ugly sneer. You've watched footage. That makes you think that you know the man? You know nothing. I know that he wanted you to stop all of this years ago. He begged you to, and you promised him that you'd try. Valclair falls silent. A wisp of smoke traces its way from the tip of his cigarette to the ceiling. He's right, Valclair. Your brother was a miserable bastard, but he did die trying to save you. If you don't turn back from this, his death will have meant nothing. Nothing at all. That's enough. Hermes' death was a tragedy. I will not let you use it to manipulate me. Valclair straightens. He looks angry, but behind the anger, you can sense a deep fatigue. Okay, we got some more options here. Let's see. Plan of yours. Well, I guess we'll just see where we go. Even if you succeed at this, eliminating dragons will create a dangerous power vacuum. He laughs. A pointless argument. Any power vacuum created through dragonkind's extermination will be filled by meta-humanity. Any backlash will right itself over time. I'm playing the long game, Shadowrunner, one that has played out over thousands of years. When you think on that scale, everything seems possible. Humanity will endure, and the dragons will perish. Look, you're not infallible, Doc. You've already made mistakes here, and people died as a result. Valclair looks amused. Mistakes? He uses the tip of his cigarette to gesture at the glass. So says the career criminal trapped in the containment room. I've read some of your inner office communications. There's been a number of deaths here over the years, hasn't there? He pauses. We've suffered losses, yes. They are tragic, but the people here accepted that there would be risks. They made their own choices. I won't take the blame for that. I get that they made their own decisions, but from what I was reading, it sounds like those people died from your negligence. Basic lapses in lab safety, it said. He glares at you through the glass. Is there some point you're trying to make, or are you just trying to anger me? My point is that everyone makes mistakes, even you, and yet you want to roll the dice with a biological weapon? It will work. I'm telling you. Bet you told your researchers that their lab would be safe too. Look how that turned out. The muscles at the corners of his mouth tighten. Why am I even talking to you? You're trapped in there, and I've still got work to do. Audrey will be here for you soon enough. The old man turns away from you, studying some invisible detail on his console. He looks irritated. There are worse things out there than dragons, Valclair. Exterminating one threat could open the door to another. He grinds his teeth in exasperation. Another pearl of wisdom from the Shadowrunner. The great dragons represent an incalculable threat to our survival as a species. To spare them for fear of some unknown nebulous danger would be absurd. Besides which, there is nothing that is worse than a dragon. I am in a position to know. What is one? An astral entity told me. Oh, Absinthe. And, Absinthe and, God, the mage guy. I forgot his name off the top of my head right now. Algernon. You're wrong. An astral entity told me about things that exist out in the metaplanes. Horrifying things that we can't even hope to comprehend. He lets out a startled chuckle. What does that matter? Even if your spirit stories are true, the dragons are what threaten us now. But dragons don't exist in a vacuum. They're a part of the awakened world's ecosystem. They've been since the beginning of time. It's like wiping out spiders. Insects would swarm. Let's agree that this is true. What does it matter? Smallpox was with us since the beginning, but I don't see anyone crying over its eradication. Dragons aren't smallpox. If you drive them extinct, you'll be creating a condition that has never existed for the whole of human history. There's no telling what might happen as a result. It's very similar to the thing like they say, like, if bees completely disappeared, the human race would be dead within a really short amount of time. I will not just sit back and let them take over the world. I must act. His bony hands clench into fists. I will act. You may be right, Valclair, but this isn't the answer. Valclair glares silently through the glass. Oh, we're back on the brother again. If Hermie were here with us right now, listening to this conversation, he'd tell you to stop this. Deny it if you want, but you know that it's true. He slams his fist against the glass, his face contorted into a mask of rage and grief. How dare you presume to speak for my brother? To hell with letting you live. You're going to have front and center seats for Fiercewing's return. I will see to it myself. You're what, Doc? Her voice is soft, but firm. For a long moment, Valclair stares at her, unmoving. Finally, his eyes flit to the ground. I'm not... If Hermie were here... Oh God, did we convince him? The old man continues to stare at his feet. The blood has drained from his cheeks, leaving them sickly pale. If Hermie were here, he would not support this. He'd point out the risks, the unknowns, the sacrifices, much as he always had before he... Valclair's jaw clenches. The muscles of his throat tighten as he forces himself to swallow. He would try to stop me. You still have a chance to give him what he wanted. You can put a stop to this before more people get killed. Valclair remains silent for some time. Finally, the old man begins to speak. He sounds hollowed out, gutted. For over 40 years, I ignored the rest of the world. I ignored the media and the military, the board of directors at Dial, and my little brother. No, especially my little brother. I wouldn't listen to them because I knew that I was right. I knew what had to be done, what they were all blind to. I was Hermie's big brother. I was the great and celebrated Dragonslayer. I knew better. He makes a sweeping gesture, a look of contempt on his face. You see this lab? This complex you're standing in and the plan that it was built to serve? I sacrificed everything for this. My job, my health, my family. I was prepared to sacrifice Berlin, to feed those people to the same fires that I spent my youth trying to extinguish. Prepared, he's talking in the past tense. And all the while, Hermie was trying to tell me that I wasn't right, and I refused to listen. My refusal killed him, my little brother, the person I loved most in the world. He covers his face with a withered hand. If only I had heard him, none of this would have happened. I'll be damned, I think you've talked him out of it. The old man lets out a heavy sigh, his entire body trembling. When he recovers, he looks almost like a different man, tired and frail, defeated. My cure, the panacea, it isn't ready. I was ready to turn a blind eye to the flaws and deploy it anyway, but my eyes are open now, and I do not like what I see. Oh, we got karma. I cannot change what's been done. I can't bring Hermie back, but I can put a stop to this. I can finally listen to what he was always trying to tell me, to what I would never hear him say, and so I shall. I know this is a hard decision, Valclair, but it's the right one. He stares at his trembling hands, a sad smile on his face. More than 4 decades of planning, all undone in the span of a single conversation. My brother's words, delivered through the mouth of a criminal. I finally listened, Hermie. 42 years too late. Through the speakers, you can hear the sound of heavy footsteps approaching. Oh, crap. Here comes Audrin. Oh, he looks nastier than the last time we saw him. Audrin. Valclair looks up at the orc. His voice trembles slightly. There's been a change of plans. No time for that, Doc. We're waking up the dragon's physical form right now. Everything is ready for the procedure to begin. You should see to it. There'll be no procedure, Audrin. The orc pauses. You're going to have to repeat that. The plan, my plan, is flawed. Fatally so. The dragon will not fly tonight. Audrin stops in his tracks. He stares at Valclair, unblinking. This must come as a shock to you, and I'm sorry for that. Valclair smiles weakly. Your belief in our cause was second only to my own. The orc goes on staring at the old man for a long time. and something in his face changes. If that's the way you feel, it's been an honor, Doctor. Oh, crap. Valclair smiles weakly. The honor has been mine. He's gonna shoot him. The scarred orc stares at you through the glass as Valclair's body cools at his heels. His eyes are brimming with hate. You shouldn't have made me do that. The doc was like family to me. I'll cry you a river. You killed Paul Amsel. You'll join him soon enough, don't you worry. But first things first, I have a dragon to release. The doctor's plan, Panacea, it won't work. He knew that in the end. It will. The dragons will die. I've seen what Panacea can do. The doc showed me tissue samples. It melted them. The dragons will die, yes, but there's no telling what else might happen. Unleashing that crap could have deadly consequences for all of us. He continues to stare at you. And? Oh, you son of a... Look who's talking. For all of his faults, Valclair was a hero. And now he's dead, and it's your fault. Yeah, what is this all about for you, Audrin? Why the hell are you doing this? Why am I releasing the dragon? Spreading Valclair's Panacea to infect the world? Because the world is sick, Wretch. Anyone with half a brain can see that. So I'm going to use the doc's wonder bug to poison it back to health. It might get better, or it might die. Either would be better than it languishing like this. So you want to change the world, but you don't care what it changes into. That's insane, Audrin. Yeah, maybe. But it'll be interesting, and I'll be the cause of it. Not a dragon, not a metacore. Me. All by myself, changing the world. Speaking of changes, your life is about to get a lot more exciting. Did the doc tell you what you're standing in the animal research lab? It's overflowing with test subjects, and they don't play well with others. Nasty, dangerous things, and it's well past their feeding time. He punches a button, and from the corner of the room you hear a hissing sound, pneumatic locks sliding open. And now, if you'll excuse me, I've got a dragon to wake up. If you're still alive when I get back, I'll put a bullet in you. If you're lucky, I might even put it in your head, quick and clean, like your pal Amsel. He pauses for a moment, considering. You probably shouldn't count on that, though. I can't wait to put a bullet in that guy. Oh, and we are in combat. What's coming? Ew. Okay, looks like little mini dragons. And we are in combat now, guys, so I'm going to go ahead and end the episode here, and we're going to go ahead and finish up in next episode. At least I hope so. If you liked the video, go ahead and click like down below, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. That'd be a big help, and we'll see you next time. Later days, everyone.